Morning, everybody. So I have been getting tons of questions, both in breakthrough calls and in email responses about mood issues like anxiety, depression, sleep issues during and after your cycle, and then in menopause. So I wanted to kind of break some of that down for you guys, okay? And I'll try to keep it as simple as possible. But essentially, and I'm going to be looking at my notes, so I apologize if I'm looking down. It's just to make sure that I really accurately and as in the least confusing way possible explain it to you. Okay, so your menstrual cycle is split up into two main phases. Follicular phase, which is day one, so the day you start bleeding, to ovulation, which generally speaking is about 14-ish days. And then the luteal phase, which is from ovulation to your next period. So, estrogen is a neuroprotective hormone. And I'm going to talk more about this later because there's a ton of research about that I want to share with you guys that explains why brain fog is an issue during menopause. But estrogen is neuroprotective. It helps to protect your neurotransmitter, and it also helps to facilitate new synapse connections, so new connections in the brain, which is really good. It is also like an energy supplement. So estrogen is basically it's like a healthy energy that your body needs. And so right before ovulation or right at ovulation, estrogen kind of kicks up a notch and then it drops. And so you'll see that it drops and progesterone rises at the same time. So a lot of times this is why you will see if you start tracking your cycle in the cycle tracker that I have in the group, pay attention to those patterns, because you might be thinking it's random when actually it's your body's telling you something. So for some women that can look like insomnia, it can look like increased anxiety, it can look like a little bit of depression on that time of the month. So estrogen drops, progesterone rises, and then progesterone is kind of the hormone that makes you sleepy. It is a calming hormone, which we all appreciate, right? And then just a few days before your period, both estrogen and progesterone drop significantly in order to shed the lining of your uterus. So why does this matter? Sorry, that's my really loud dryer. Hopefully you all can hear me. Okay, this matters because, can anybody hear me? I'm going to go close that so that it's not super distracting. 1 second. Oh, and just like that, calm down. Okay. All right, so this matters because, sorry, interrupting toddler. Yes? What? Okay, I'll bring it to you in just a minute, okay? Okay, so why does this matter? Because estrogen, hey Susan, okay, let me just catch up on my thoughts. That interruption was, made my brain go in different directions. So, okay, estrogen has this ability to, right, there's no other way to do it, besides just in the middle of things in my life. So, okay, so estrogen helps to support serotonin. Serotonin is your happy neurotransmitter. It makes you feel good. It makes you feel like you have energy when it's in balance. And look, you see my pantry's open right there. It increases serotonin. So when you have serotonin properly circulating in your blood, your brain is then able to make melatonin at nighttime, which is the sleep hormone. If you're having issues with sleep, more than likely you're having issues with serotonin balance. It can be one of the reasons, so don't take that as like a diagnostic statement to go start taking stuff to boost your serotonin. Yes, honey?
Can you sit with me?
I can in just a minute. You want to say hi to the people?
Wait, I'm going to be on your lap.
Okay, so improvising here. Okay, so then you have, when your estrogen is...
Wait, I talk.
Okay, what do you want to say?
Who is she?
That's Susan. Can you say hi, Susan?
Hi, Susan.
Okay, let mommy talk. Okay, so when your estrogen is in balance, you have normal serotonin and normal melatonin. So then right before ovulation, when that estrogen drops, and right before your period, when that estrogen drops, you also lose the serotonin, and then don't do that, please, and then melatonin. No. So this is why, no, don't push that button. Okay, don't push that button. We're going to be quiet, okay? And then you can have your treat, okay?
What treat?
The applesauce. Okay, but you have to be quiet, okay? So this is why if you're tracking your cycle, don't touch that, please. Thank you. And you notice like around mid-cycle, end of cycle, or if you're in perimenopause, when you have this big shift in your estrogen, this is why we start to see sleep issues. And it is because of this cycle of estrogen, serotonin, and melatonin.
Where does she live?
She lives in Washington like we do.
Is this Washington?
Yes, let me finish talking so you can have your applesauce, okay? So this is why it is super important to, number one, track your cycle. Even if you're in perimenopause or menopause, that way you can identify if there have been...
Can you show me a picture of her?
Yes, in just a minute.
No. Show me a picture of her talking.
I'm talking to the people. Okay, just a minute. We don't get applesauce if you're interrupting. Real life here, guys. Sorry. I want to finish this so I don't have to do it later. So tracking your cycle is important because I'm covering my child's mouth. Yes, I am. What do you want to say?
Can you tell her that I'm here too?
Yeah, she sees you. She says, "Hi, sweet girl." That's what she said.
No, I want a picture of her face.
When we're finished, okay?
Okay.
Okay. This is why it's important to track your cycle even if you are in perimenopause or menopause, so you can see what changes are happening. If stress has increased around your life, then that is going to deplete your serotonin, which then is going to deplete your melatonin, and then that biofeedback is going to affect estrogen. So I'm going to try and type this out later in kind of like a graph, but it's probably going to take me a little bit. But I wanted to explain to you that when you deal with the root causes of these imbalances, then a lot of these symptoms just go away. So it's important to understand your body and what it's doing at various times of the month and as you head into perimenopause, menopause, all that good stuff. So thanks for watching and enjoying my little person who has food all over her mouth.